make your mortgage payment the next month, that kind of thing.
I've gained probably 30 pounds since that divorce.
Probably about 50 pounds in the last 4 years.
Just seems like when I'm stressed out, it just comes on like this.
So you're a stress eater.
Stress eater, yeah.
It's really not just about what we're eating, but it's about what is eating you. We have an epidemic of obesity. We also have an epidemic of stress, and the two are feeding each other. During times of stress, when we need to be really efficient and replenish our calories, our natural hardwired reaction is to reach for the highly palatable food, the donuts, the chocolate, food with a lot of fat, sugar, salt. The body wants dense calories. Now, why is that? When we were hunters and gatherers, it made all the sense in the world that when we're under stress during times of famine, periods of hunting and escaping predators, we're going to need to replenish our energy stores. When we're stressed, we're changing the biochemistry of our blood. It starts with a perception of threat in the brain. Something's wrong. The chemical signal triggers the adrenal gland to release adrenaline and cortisol, and this combination, which I call stress soup, turn on enzymes that then turn the fat cell into a fat-storing machine. Our body pours this cortisol to the blood and alerts the brain to look out for those sweet, high-fat foods. So it's not just how much we eat, but it's how much stress soup is there at this moment in our blood. And that's going to determine if we're in fat-storing mode or fat-burning. When cortisol has stimulated our appetite, it's one of the strongest drives we have, like the drive to seek a drug. We're chronically stressed. So when we're surrounded by palatable, abundant food, we are destined to eat it. What we need to do is take some control back.
Today, we're going to work with chocolate. Is that okay? Okay. So
We have to.
we have to, okay. We've got brownies. Here we go. So everyone has their plates. And as we usually do, we're going to start by moving into a place of mindfulness, letting go of any place in your body that feels a little tense at the moment.
One of the strategies that we teach is to do a mini meditation throughout the day and check in with their bodies. And we especially want people to do that right before a meal.
Take one of the pieces, bringing this up to your nose, noticing any feelings or thoughts you're having from the smell.
They become in tune with their body and their body's needs, and then they can eat based on caloric need, not emotional need.
How was that? What did you notice?
I think I want ice cream.
So that helps because it wasn't ice cream. So I was like, this is not ice cream. I want ice cream, so I don't need to eat. So I stopped after you said it's up to you to choose to eat or not. No.
Have you had some babies? Oh, Zeffy.
Smelling it again, I was like, oh, that's what I was like. Do I really need another bite? No. That satisfied it for me. Doesn't always do that. Sometimes I get my eat more, but
Sometimes like I eat too fast and I look and I'm like, who ate my food? And you don't even realize that you ate your food. You weren't mindful about it, and this totally helps with that.
Exercise is probably one of the most powerful stress buffering activities we can do. It affects how we think and feel and the level of opioids in the brain. For the comfort food eaters and the emotional eaters, you can't just take away the comfort food. People are going to feel bad. It's not going to work for very long. Exercise can actually keep our brain at that same level of opioids that we need, so we don't need to turn to food.
I've got something that's pretty interesting here. It's a reminder to me
of how much weight I actually have lost. It may be heavier than it looks. It weighs 48 pounds. And now I'm actually down 60 pounds. I keep it where I can see it almost every day. When I drop it, it's heavy. This is probably the lightest I've been in my adult life. As a police officer, I worked irregular hours, I ate irregularly, a lot of fast food. My mother actually died of heart disease at age 57, and I'm 56, and I got to a place where I almost thought, well, she lived a good life. I was pretty resigned to being the way I was. Mindless eating would describe me very well. I would eat a sandwich in 5 bites, and now I'll eat a piece of toast in 12 bites. Mindfulness is about being aware. The best thing I do at a meal is to stop initially and observe the food, take in just the sight, the sense of the food, and where it came from, its origin, and what it does for you.
Yes. God, doesn't it ever? You actually examine your food and you like smell it and you look at it.
I don't get this.
All your senses. As of today, I've lost 12 pounds. Diet equals restriction, whereas mindfulness equals paying attention. And so that's kind of my motto going forward is like, okay, pay attention to your life and pay attention to what you're eating and like how you're feeling, and not diet, don't restrict.
It's flipped the switch for me, and now I'm looking forward to hopefully a nice old age.
I'm 5'5" and I weigh 415 pounds. Approximately like 500 pounds.
I'm 6 feet and I weigh approximately 627.
I've been having pain on my knees, my elbows, my hands. Everything's hurting now. I hope one day I could change everything and I could live a 27-year-old life. How am I going to be thinking about marriage? How am I going to be
You
thinking
did
about
the
having-
deed.
I have a family of 5, and you know that we do not have a family photo. We just don't. And my kid should be able to see that on the wall.
It's like I'm in some kind of prison. I get so angry. I can't do stuff as simple as putting on a sock.
What was the low point for you?
I sat down on a toilet seat and it broke. I just couldn't believe it got to the point where I was so obese that I broke a toilet seat.
I need to find something that works for me. Because it's you know, I might see somebody that lose weight and I try what they tried and it just doesn't work for me.
There's a great question that we have yet to answer about who are the people that are the optimal group to have bariatric surgery. As a surgeon who deals with folks who are struggling with obesity, I personally believe that we should be targeting people who are on the heavier and sicker side of the spectrum. You know, some people make judgments about people who decide they're going to have obesity surgery. They think that they're maybe weak or don't have strong character, that they cop out, that they need to do an operation instead of doing the hard work of diet and exercise. And I think when you see the people who've gone through the struggle, you realize it's exactly
Yeah, look, baby, miss one. Here. Yeah, look. Yeah. No, if you dig that way, you can dig it back out again, aren't you? No, look, you dig that way, look.
Thank you,
That's
ladies and
it.
gentlemen. Please be seated.
Here's
Walking
Effie.
upstairs to get to my job is a very painful experience. My
No, you
knees
dig it that way.
are stressed to the max.
I first met Daryl almost 8 months ago, he was really struggling with the effects of obesity. Horrible diabetes that needed more and more medication to control, high blood pressure.